There's a taste the human body never forgets. Before we can speak, before we can walk, we already know this flavor. Sweetness. It is the first pleasure most of us ever feel. It hides in our coffee, our bread, our medicine. It hides in places we would never think to look. 90% of packaged foods in a modern grocery store contain some form of it. And yet, sugar was not always so cheap, not always so common. Once, this small sweetness was rarer than silver. This is the story of how a wild grass from a small island in the Pacific became the most desired substance on Earth, and how that desire reshaped the world. Our story begins 12,000 years ago, on the island of New Guinea. Here, in the wet green heart of the Pacific, grew a wild grass. Its stalks were thick, fibrous, and impossibly sweet. The earliest people here did not process it. They simply chewed it. Slowly, over centuries, this plant began to travel, carried by hand, by canoe, by quiet, patient migration. It reached India, and there, everything changed. Indian texts from over 2,000 years ago already describe sugarcane juice. The juice was pressed, boiled, reduced, and somewhere near 500 CE, something remarkable happened. The liquid was transformed into small, hard grains. Sugar, in its crystal form, had been born. The Sanskrit word for these grains was khanda. It would echo, centuries later, in a word we still use today: candy. From India, sugar entered the Islamic world. And there, it did not simply survive, it flourished. Persian and Arab engineers built vast irrigation systems. Sugarcane spread across Persia, Egypt, the Levant. Physicians used sugar to preserve medicine. To sweeten bitter cures, it became an ingredient, a luxury, a medicine, all at once. For centuries, Europe knew almost nothing of it. Then came the Crusades. European soldiers, fighting in the Holy Land, tasted something they had never known. One chronicler described it, simply, as a sweet and marvelous salt. When the soldiers returned home, they brought sugar with them. In Europe, it became something almost sacred. Sugar was kept in locked cabinets, guarded like jewelry. Only kings, and the very rich, could taste it regularly. But Europe's appetite for sweetness was only just beginning to grow. In the 15th century, European ships began crossing the Atlantic. They carried sugarcane cuttings with them. The soil of the Caribbean, the soil of Brazil, was almost perfect for cane. Vast plantations began to rise, but cane does not harvest itself. This demand for sugar required enormous labor, and Europe's answer to that demand was the transatlantic slave trade. Over the next 3 centuries, more than 12 million Africans were forcibly transported across the ocean. Many were sent specifically, directly, to work the sugar fields. The work was brutal, the mortality rate staggering. Historians often call sugar the first mass-produced good built on human suffering at this scale. It is important to say this plainly: the sweetness that reached European tables came at the cost of unimaginable cruelty. This history is not separate from sugar's story. It is the center of it, and it changed the world's economy forever. By the late 18th century, a new source of sugar was discovered, not a tropical cane, but a humble root, the sugar beet. German chemists found that beets too contained sugar. Then, in the early 1800s, war changed everything again. Napoleon's France was cut off from Caribbean cane by a British naval blockade. So France turned inward and began growing sugar at home. Sugar beet farming exploded across Europe, and the Industrial Revolution gave sugar an entirely new kind of power. Machines could now refine sugar faster, cheaper, in far greater volume. What was once a rare luxury became a factory good. By the 20th century, sugar was in nearly everything: cereal, soda, candy, bread. It moved from special occasion to daily habit, and so we return to where we began. A plant once chewed raw by hand on a small Pacific island, traveled through empires, through medicine, through war, through unimaginable suffering, to become the small, quiet sweetness, sitting, almost unnoticed, on every table in the world. Sweetness has a history, and that history is still being written.